What's up, everybody? It's Rafe West. So, when are the best times to play quick draw? Okay, now I want to tell you that the very best time is when the trend is going in your favor, when you see a trend. In my last video, there were some trends coming out the other day, so I posted a video on that. And according to my systems, if you follow them, you'll be able to pick out trends. So the best time, absolutely, is when the trend is your friend. That is the best time because that is what we've got to work with. That is, um, you know, you're just trying to put the odds in your favor. So that is the absolute best time. Now, as far as the best time of day, there really is none. Once again, when the trend is in your favor, when you see a good trend, when you chart, by the way, if you chart using my systems and you don't find a good reading, don't play. Come back another time. That's how it goes. It's not always going to be trendy and in your favor. Okay. So, the best day of the week to play, like I said, you want everything in your favor. I think they do bonus Thursdays, so you might as well play. I think there's a window, bonus Thursdays. You can get some kind of reading with my charts or numbers to play. Bonus Thursdays, I think they give up to 50% more of your winnings. So, once again, putting more of the odds in your favor for a chance to win more money. Now, since my whole thing is to try to turn a game of luck into a game of skill, we cannot ignore this thing called luck. So, I wanted to talk about your lucky cycles. I've mentioned this in one of my previous videos when I was talking about quick draw and how to play it and how luck comes into play. Your lucky cycles. So, I'm gonna try to put this chart up so you guys can see it, maybe as the thumbnail, so you can really get a feel for it. But basically, um, for the lucky cycles, it goes by your sun sign, obviously, Leo, Taurus, Cancer, things like that. That's your sun sign. And then there's an element that goes with each sign. So it's fire, air, earth, and water. That goes with each sign. So for example, um, let's pick a sign. Like I'm a fire sign, Leo. I'm a Leo, so I'm a fire sign. Also, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, those are all the fire signs. Okay? So, um, they would have the same lucky cycle. So, an Aries would play the same as a Leo, would play at the same time as a Sagittarius. Okay? So, why is it important to know your lucky cycles? It's important because what you do is you really should take this into consideration of when to play. So maybe during your lucky cycles, you play a little more. And maybe when you're in your least lucky cycles, you play a lot less. So this will help you with your lottery budget. Don't go crazy playing a lot. You wonder why you're on these cold streaks. Maybe you're not playing within your lucky cycles. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to put up the chart here for a moment so you guys can see, hopefully. Okay, hopefully. I'm trying to line it up, but there is the chart. Okay, there is the chart that I'm going to try to put up as a thumbnail. You guys can copy that, whatever. It has the sign, the dates, which you guys should be familiar with, at least for your birthdays, and then the element. Okay? There they are, right there for you. Okay, I hope you guys get that. All right. So there they are. And then um, even when if you like pool with people, you want to take into consideration what their element is. So if you're a fire sign, you want to play with other fire signs. So if you're a Leo, like myself, you want to play with, if you're creating a pool to wheel more numbers, or a pool, the wheeling I talk about for like regular lotto, take five, mega millions, things like that. You want to pool up with either another Leo or other Leos, or people who are Aries signs, or people who are Sagittarius. Consider those people in your pool as well. Okay. Um, you know, Stuff like that. So consider that, folks. All right. Also, there is another chart here that I want to show you guys. That, for example, if you're fire, like myself, and you play during the fire element time, okay, it shows here. It shows here, okay, the luckiest would be fire, the next luckiest would be air, somewhat lucky would be earth, and the least lucky would be water. Okay? So you want to keep that in mind. So, for example, if you're a fire, your least luckiest time would be when the element is water, as seen right over there. Okay? And your luckiest, obviously, is when fire. So the further you get away, if you're fire, the further you get away from the fire times, the least lucky you get. Okay? You can pause that there and look at that chart as well. All right? So I've been wanting to bring this up because it's important. You have to factor, even though we try to turn a game of luck into a game of skill, there will always be some chance involved. I mean, there's some chance involved in everything in life. Everything involves some kind of luck. Okay? There is beginner's luck, there is luck in your life that we don't totally have control of. Luck is not a science, it's more of an art. And there's a good book on luck. I think it's called The Luck Factor or something like that. Talks about luck, tips on luck, um, which I guess I could talk about a couple of those. Sometimes something happens, like you go to look for a parking spot in an area that doesn't have a lot of spots, and you find one, and you say, boy, I got lucky. Really acknowledge that luck. When luck happens, because it happens to us from time to time, when we come out and we say, man, did I get lucky? Really acknowledge luck in your life. Um, Another tip to increase your luck, change your scenery sometimes. Take a different route home, whether it's in the car, if you're on public transportation, get off a stop early and walk home. Um, Places where you play, switch it up. Don't always play quick draw at the same place. Switch it up. You know, um, So yeah, acknowledge your luck, because it happens to us all the time. Things happen where we go, boy, was I lucky, or that was a coincidence. Really acknowledge it and really own it and feel it. Make it emotional within yourself. But mainly, I wanted to talk about these lucky cycles and how they could possibly help you cash in. When you're at your least lucky cycle, maybe you don't want to play at all. So for me, water is the least lucky. So I don't want to play in the first half of the summer. I don't want to play leading up to Thanksgiving, and I don't want to play towards the end of the winter. Those are the time frames because water is the least lucky element for a fire element person. Okay, so that should help you budget, like everything in life. When you are doing stuff that involves money, there are times where you're just not going to be lucky, and there's times where you're going to be a little bit luckier, and maybe that little bit of luck can somehow, you know, bring you a tremendous fortune. You just never know. Um, so yeah, that was just something to think about. I've mentioned these charts before. They are from astrology. I'm sure there's some good books on it. Um, I think there's a book out there, How to Win Games of Chance. And I think there's some stuff in there about lucky cycles and stuff. So acknowledge luck, change your route sometimes. Um, you know, there's some other tips I can't really think of right now. This is being brought to you on the fly, but I think it's of some value. We have to acknowledge luck in our lives because it's always there and it always comes. Sometimes we really have a close call or something happens, our schedule at work changes at just the right time or something like that. If you have a job where your schedule changes and just at the right time when all of a sudden, you have to do afternoons and you got these doctor appointments coming up and they're going to be quite a few back to back and all of a sudden you can do them in the morning. So acknowledge that luck and hopefully you guys are doing okay with the system. I saw that trend the other day. That was luck right there. I wasn't even play. I just happened. I said, you know what? Let me look at the charts here. And it was luck for me to make a video that what I preach and talk about, the bunch system, um, especially the bunch system. You saw they were like bunching up. I'm talking about my last video here. They were bunching up like once every half hour. So I didn't get a chance to play that day. I had other things to do, but I took a moment to look at what was going on. I wasn't at the store standing looking at the screen, but I looked on the website, and about once every half an hour, the bunch system was coming into play. That was lucky for me to bring a video of value to you guys. So that's all I wanted to say. Cash in on your lucky cycles and give me some wins. I want to hear some winning stories. I had a couple of comments, but stick with your lucky cycles, and I will see you guys another time. Take care, everybody. All right? Peace.